and obviously they'll take some years to... Oh shit! Oh, they've just done me. They've fucking done me, haven't they?
Welcome to .Warcraft. Last video, Danny was really stupid. He filmed it upside down and he got benched.
Yeah, I got benched. So I've been calling it tabled. So basically, we just thought we'd make this little segue into the other video and just say, yeah, we filmed it upside down, and there was a bit in it that made me realise I really need to perfect my hairdressing skills because I just zoomed into my face. But we're collecting pine pollen today. This is here, and I was just about to shake this to you should be able to see the dust coming off. Oh, look at that! Getting it? So that's the pine pollen. Oh, Jasper!
Oh.
Wait!
See, he's trying to bugger off.
Come here, you. Right, so that's what we're after to make the tinctures with, and that's plant androgens, like plant natural steroids. Come here. Okay. Little monkey. Let's go and finding dogs. Look at this, the flower. This is the first time I've seen the flowers. But that's a pine flower. I didn't even know they had flowers. It turns out it's spruce tips first to harvest, and then the pine pollen back to back, and they're both coniferous trees. So let's see if this one does it. This one looks like a good one. No. Anyway, so you'd leave that to dry, and just like a tomato becoming ripe, you can also use these. I like to call these pine shoots, and you can put them in tea, and I'm just going to leave them. But the little green corn as well, this is an unripe corn. So the pollen will, this is the male part of the plant, and this is the female part of the plant, and the pollen goes, finds its way into there, and then just like a flower, it's like a flower, the flower will pollinated turn into seeds or fruit, and then you could collect the seeds out of there. Pine nuts, that's what you'll get in there. It's not the commercially sold one, but still the pine nuts in there if you were so inclined to forage them out. So I'll just I can't be bothered editing, so I'm just gonna continue on from the other video, mash them together, and I'll see you up HQ. See you in a bit. Right, so hello, welcome to .Wildcraft. Just me and Kian today.
Hold on a second!
Alright, here we go.
Yep.
Who's this?
Yep.
It's Ryan. Yeah.
Yep.
So Ryan's here as well. Yeah, so just wanted to show you all these spruce tips. You can use these as a brewing ingredient, and this is the main non-timber forest crop. Like really citrusy. So just before the sun goes down, we're collecting these, and then we vacuum seal them and freeze them. So there's options to do like you want, but they're really good in a vinegar. But brewing ingredient like a nice IPA, lemony, or really goodness. But there's only a small window to collect these, a couple of weeks, and then they all go bitter, and they turn like these are on the last leg. They've opened up. When they first start, they're like little buds, compressed, and they're best to get them when they're like that. But I'll show you another crop that we can get. Well, this grass and the grass over there we've built up. This is some trees that we've put in. We've put a load of rowan over there, if you can See them? There's a big row rowing along there, and then this is the forager's hedge with all this cotton grass. Even though it's called cotton grass or bog cotton, people call it. It's not actually cotton, but people have used it in the past to fill as a substitute for goosegrass pillow stuffing and women's time of the month soaker uppers, nappies, and field dressings for wounds. This is dried moss that we could transplant. I don't know. Here we go. This is a good example of the of the when you're supposed to get the spruce tips all clumpy like that. So they're having a scrap now. So another crop, but they grow about here, but it's best off collecting them on the hills over there, is our native blueberry called the bilberry or the wimberry, and I can't see anything because this is a south facing little valley, but these little red globes, flowers, they'll turn into tiny little super potent blueberries. And if this lockdown's over, I think it's the last weekend of July going into August, June, July, August, they call it Bilberry Sunday. So that was like one of the wild harvest traditions where people would go on the hills, collect bilberries, and just one sec. They collect bilberries and to make pies for the grandma, cook it all up, and they make an event out of it. And it was to do with courting as well. People would go collecting, do a spot of courting. So there's a lot of these wild harvest traditions that are being forgotten, and it's in you to like pick blackberries, for example, and what not a lot of people realise is that there's a couple of different crops of blackberries. You can get the buds in one part of the year, then you can get the shoots in another part of the year, then all year round when the leaves go more bitter you can ferment the leaves and turn them into a tea that's actually quite fruity, and then obviously the fruit as well, you can also use it as a craft material to weave baskets. So out of just something that it's like nettles and blackberries that people they first gravitate towards in the foraging journey, and it's like this with a lot of plants, most plants, and trees. So this year we're going to build a little fruit picker forager army for when the lockdown's over and things like this where we don't have the hours in the day, and these two monkeys, they get sidetracked. So let's get this cropping next year. Like there's a full bloody wood of these spruce tips that you can flog on, and there's no chance of over harvesting because, well, unless you want to get some rock climbing gear, but it just wouldn't be worth it. Well, actually it would be worth it because you can get a little bit for it. So we've got the trees coming for November, another 420 trees off the Woodland Trust. Instead of the wildlife helping packs that we got, we are getting the working wood, so craft wood this time, so we can plant that about, stuff like willow, hazel, oak, stuff that you can make craft items, baskets, carving stuff, whittling, good whittling wood, whittling man will be a, and obviously they'll take some years to oh shit. Oh, they've just done me. They've fucking done me, haven't they? So, that's what we're doing today. It's just an extension of the non-timber forest products that are all about Rosendale, but it's an untapped resource. So let's think local. You don't need to go to faraway lands to have adventures. Adventures are a mindset, and let's just get to appreciate the land where you are right now. So don't forget to like and subscribe.
Peace.